So we just finished watching the How I Met Your Mother 2-part finale, and we didn't know what to think, so we decided to turn on the camera and try to expound upon our feelings. What the heck?
It just doesn't make any sense.
I've never felt this strong. I didn't even really like How I Met Your Mother that much anymore. Like, the final season was such a mess.
Like, even the last couple episodes, I was like, I do love these people. I love I don't love them anymore.
Well, I was so emotionally invested in the series that I had to watch it, and I had to know, and it's been, talked up so much, it's gonna be the best finale ever. Like, who was it? Jason Segel actually
I think he said, like, it's gonna be the best finale ever.
Did someone pay him a lot of money to say that?
Probably.
Did they really think that? Okay. So, I have not felt this strongly about a finale of a show in a very long time, if ever, really. But we've invested 9 years into this show, and I'm not even upset about, like, who ended up with who, necessarily.
It's not about the ships.
I don't even really care. Like, okay, lots of spoilers. I wasn't even really that bothered that the mother died. Like,
I was sort of expecting it at this point.
I was a little upset. It did occur to me how much he was talking in past tense. Mm-hmm.
The fact that they met to the song Funeral.
Yes, also that. But like, I was, like, kind of okay with that. It at least made sense as to why Ted went into such excruciating detail about every single bit about everything, because he's reliving a part of his life that's over, in a much bigger way than we imagined. But you spent 9 years developing these characters and, like, getting these characters to a place that was totally undone in 1 hour. Oh my god, what was the point in, like, making Barney come around to being a good person and then making him not be a good person, but then, now he has a daughter that he really cares about.
But you're not gonna show the mom.
Who gives a shit about the woman that had this daughter, but this daughter is my
also,
everything.
can we get How I Met Your Mother from... What's he gonna tell his kid's perspective?
That is a way more interesting story.
And probably shorter.
One thing that I will say is that if the whole point of the story was not, in the end, to be about Ted telling the story of how he meets their mother, but in fact the story of how Ted is getting over the loss of their mother and re-falling in love with Robin, I get that, but you can't make that all happen in the last 20 minutes of the
not even
show.
an hour.
The last 20 minutes.
Like, wait, okay.
If that's what you wanted to have happen, How I Met Your Mother, Barney and Robin should have been married in season 5. They should have stayed married for, like, 2 seasons and then got divorced and then spent the next 2 seasons doing their own thing and having their own journeys, and then Ted started. You did not plan for that. You say you planned for that, but if you did, it was really terrible planning.
The whole point is, like, Harry Potter is not called How Harry Met and Fell in Love with Hermione.
Yeah.
Because then you get to the end, you're like, that's not what? No, that's not what happened.
It was Ginny all
along.
I'm like, seriously, someone tried to tell me that Robin is now happy with this new arrangement.
No.
Really? Robin now wants to be the mother of 2 fully grown children? She's still going to be traveling everywhere. Is Ted going to go with her? He's not going to have Wi-Fi either. Also, if Barney runs a lifestyle blog, why would he not love traveling around with Robin? It just, like, they were so good for each other. They brought out the best parts in each other. Why was he unhappy?
It's the future. Buy a hotspot. This is the worst episode of television I've ever seen. It's April Fool's tomorrow.
I actually, like, there's a part, I know it's not true, but there's a large part of me that really hopes that this is, like, the most elaborate April Fool's Day joke
ever
of all time.
Like, that they're just pranking us because I'm...
Like, I believe that episode 23 is real, but, like, there is just such a big part of me that hopes that they're gonna be like, just kidding, here's the real episode 24, here you go.
I think we're going through the 5 stages of grief right now.
Yeah.
I just googled them.
Okay.
Alright. Denial and isolation.
Yeah. April Fool's Day. I'm actually partially convinced it's not real.
Because they could not. There's no way they could have drug us through that and then said that that was the best finale ever.
It did really bother me in the last season, in season 9, how much they were focusing on Ted still having feelings for Robin, even though they're about to get married. And then Robin being like, let's run away together. And then Ted being like, no, I'm not going to do that again. And blah, and you need to do this. And then Barney, like, really coming around and being like, I'm going to tell you the truth. And
we had to watch Ted visualize letting Robin go, like a bad CGI balloon.
That was for nothing!
I had to suffer through that.
Honestly, I know that we sound just like crazy upset fangirls who didn't get the ending they wanted, but from like a logical, intelligent writing standpoint, this was a terrible episode of television.
Okay, there's a big difference between not getting the thing you wanted. Like, say, I wanted mac and cheese. Oh, they brought me spaghetti. That's fine. This is like, I wanted mac and cheese, and they're like, here is a shoe.
No,
Please
they
eat
actually erased mac and cheese from the universe.
I can
You
never
wanted mac
eat
and
mac
cheese.
and cheese again.
And they're like, oh, I thought you wanted never mac and cheese ever again for anyone.
I think
for all
we've reached
eternity.
the anger stage.
What's next?
Bargaining. So, what would
I mean, they do have one option, which is to put out a new episode 24 tomorrow.
Okay.
For April
So,
Fool's Day.
I will start a Kickstarter and raise in 24 hours the money it would take to make one more episode. That
How-
completely rewrites
How
that
did
episode.
anybody think this was going to be a good idea? Like, the writers, producers, whoever makes the statements for the show said, like, we knew what was going to happen. The fans are going to be so happy. They're going to love it.
Really? Okay, so, depression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, I was actually looking forward to rewatching this show and seeing how it all comes together, knowing what happens. I don't know if I can watch it. I think it's just going to leave a bad taste in my mouth now.
It's very
Because
bitter.
it just, I can't unsee the horrible decisions that they made and the amount of damage that they did to their own characters. Was that all the stages?
Oh no, the last one's acceptance, but I don't think I'm ever getting there.
Well, the 4
Yeah,
stages
no.
of grief are here. I mean, acceptance, I guess, is just like,
Well,
F you, How I Met Your Mother. Thanks for nothing.
goodbye.
I did a little reading on Tumblr, like, immediately after watching, and it seemed like pretty much everybody had the same opinions as us, which made me feel a little bit better. Not that, like, the whole fandom as a whole is enraged and upset tonight, but just that, you know, everybody was let down. Because I'm just, like, sad, you know? I'm just, like, sad and disappointed because I was looking forward to a bittersweet, happy, nostalgic sort of moving on of everybody as we say goodbye to the show that has meant so much to so many people for so long. You know, like Friends had a very
It
good...
was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it
She
had
got
its...
off the plane.
It had its problems and stuff, but, like, overall, it was, like, pretty feel good, and even things that are sad, like, you know, they're bittersweet.
Yeah.
This was just bad. It was just bad.
It was lazy. It was.
It really was.
Yeah.
Well, and it's the thing is, I think they feel like they took a big risk and did this big twist because I think that they thought everyone wanted Ted and Robin together, but they did such a good job of convincing us that they're terrible for each other
Yeah.
that
but I
we
can't-
agreed with them.
can't
And we
say it.
realized, because right away the idea of Robin and Barney sounded crazy.
Yeah,
And the
like
first time
what?
they tried dating, it didn't work. And it was horrible. But, like, they both grew so much, and they convinced us that they were, like, so good for each other.
The only thing that survived anything was Marshall and Lily, and they barely talked about that.
Yeah. Can we also talk about how the last emotional scene with Lily, as they say goodbye to the apartment, she's, like, in that crazy
Well,
white body.
I want a screenshot of that.
That was pretty
Okay,
good.
yeah, that was
I mean,
good.
that's what I'll say. There were sweet moments.
Yes.
Like, there were parts of the finale that I liked.
Mm-hmm.
It was sort of like the last 15 minutes that just came to, like, a crashing, horrible end.
I was just like, no, this is not.
Well,
there's-
episode 23 was great.
Yeah. those
I
ones-
liked... That was leading up to what I thought was going to be the nice, sweet
It
ending.
was like,
that
okay,
we-
they'll get back together, and then, like, Bernie will have a kid, so then their kid problem will be solved because they'll get back together, and then they have a child some of the time. And so they can have a kid, and it's the only way, really, they would have had a kid together. Episode 24 is fake. Did we check? Did we check where we downloaded it from? Is that real?
Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. I really, really need to know how other people are feeling about this. Ultimately, it's not that big of a deal because it's just a TV show, but I am just in complete and utter shock and denial at, like, what we just witnessed.
Do you want to go get mac and cheese?
No! How About Your Mother erased it from existence with this episode.
You were supposed to say, let's mac and cheese.
Dang it. I'm too angry to be clever. This has been our review of the series finale of How I Met Your Mother. How I met your dead mother and then went on to inevitably get together with your Aunt Robin and also banged a lot of chicks in New York along the way. Also,
Like a lot of chicks.
also your cousin Ellie is an illegitimate love child. Don't tell her. That's the new name of the show.
Don't.
The end. Goodbye.